Can you explain to me what Green Country residents should know about the data centers being built around them?
Okay. Yeah. So kind of a couple different things that are in play on this. There's the two big issues I think that most people are probably concerned about is the water, the amount of water that people use. In green country, we probably have enough water on that front. The second component is really the power pool. So how much electricity the data centers actually use, and then who's going to pay for the additional energy infrastructure that's needed to power the data centers.
So yeah, the top concerns we have gotten involve what is this going to do to the farm of my bordering property? I've got animals, I've got dogs, so on and so forth. Our town does not have sufficient water infrastructure, up-to-date water infrastructure as it is. What does this mean for water pressure for us a couple years down the line? Or what happens when there's a drought? Or I've heard about rolling blackouts in Texas because they've got to provide power and water to these data centers while we are just freezing in the winter or super hot in the summer. They are given priority. This leads to higher electric bills for us because of all this use. So for someone in, say, Sand Springs, which is next to the river, or Coweta, or even like, say, Bartlesville, they've been popping up. There's one popping up, I think, also in Catoosa area. What does all that mean for these local towns?
Okay, so um, yeah, the big thing you want to try and get down to is what are I think the local city officials and whoever is representing the data center companies, which they're usually like subsidiaries, need to be transparent about how much water and power they're going to use. And then also, is this going to be behind the meter or is this essentially coming on the grid and who's going to pay for it? So, right now, one of the concerns that I have is that there's currently this thing called construction work in progress, where utility companies raise our utility rates and use that to this called your base rate and increase our rates to fund the additional energy infrastructure that's needed, whether it's additional transmission lines, substations, or things along those lines. Now, if Google or whoever the big company is wants to pay for that on their own, that's kind of a different thing, so long as it doesn't affect, like, I think ratepayers or local citizens' power bills. So that's kind of one concern. It's how, though it's the financing mechanism on this. Some of the biggest concerns I have along this regard is a lot of these companies are signing NDAs and there's no transparency about what the actual terms of the contracts are. So it's kind of hard to really speak to it without a lot of the transparency that's there. I think a lot of local communities like it because they get some additional tax revenue. I think there's that project Clydesdale up in Owasso that got passed, where what they did was they did a pilot, which was a payment in lieu of taxes of $1.5 million instead of paying property taxes on there. I understand that. On the flip side to it, I don't necessarily think the data centers really are going to generate that many long-term jobs. I think those are primarily going to be temporary jobs when the data centers are being constructed, and then after that, they just don't employ that many people. It's kind of there. So I think it's a little bit wild that the state gives tax incentives for them to kind of come in and build data centers, when in reality it's not really stimulative the same way, let's say, like building a Home Depot or a Lowe's or something along that is, as far as what's there with it. Excuse me, regarding kind of like farm animals and stuff like that, there's really not a lot of good research to know on this. Like, Business Insider's done some reports about Data Center Alley in Virginia, it's called, where a lot of folks have maybe had trouble sleeping because of the hum. These things are running 24 hours a day. A little bit of concern on property values. When the data centers come in, what's it going to do to the residents' property values that are there? I don't exactly know how it's going to affect the animals. That's a really probably legitimate concern that we just don't know yet.
How about when it comes to the lifespan of some of these facilities. What can you speak to what kind of data centers being built versus whether they'll be obsolete in a couple years? Is that a concern or discussion going on as well?
Yeah, so the way I would think about it is, the data centers really are just kind of racks of servers that are in there. And think about it, the life cycle of your own laptop, right? It's probably not going to be that much different. There's some financial analysts that are really kind of digging into the hyperscalers right now as far as how long they believe that one of the chips can last. I think the commonality right now is really um, it's got about a 4 year life cycle before they're going to have to replace or upgrade a lot of the chips and things along those lines. Not all of them. That's really kind of a lot of the big AI where they're using the NVIDIA. Right now, it's the Blackwell models that are generating so much heat and things like that. But my guess is, yeah, they're going to have to replace those chips, kind of similar to how you have to replace laptops and other like IT devices.
Mm. If you were sitting in on some of these city council meetings, and perhaps you've mentioned it already, what are the top things you are looking to get some answers and to make you feel assured with whatever transparency is being provided?
I think being able to kind of look at definitely the contract, the terms of the contract. I think making sure that taxpayers are getting kind of a fair deal on this stuff. A lot of folks have to pay property taxes or even taxes on their existing capital that are there. Making sure that the tech companies are like paying for that. I think it's probably like most things, there's trade-offs as far as what the data center kind of means. You do get some temporary job activity. You do get an additional source of revenue if you're the city council, which is probably a benefit. The flip side to that is whatever those acreages are kind of taken up, that's going to be in place of other things that could go in that area. So it's kind of there's trade-offs with it, and making sure that city councilors understand the different trade-offs that are there are probably, I would say, the most important thing that are there. But I think transparency is a big one. Yeah, I mean, this has kind of been a notorious issue where a lot of the tech companies come in under subsidiaries and they're not transparent about water usage, power usage, and how it's going to affect like local consumers. So I think that is kind of a big one.
Eric, sorry I didn't ask this maybe to start off, but what's kind of your background in studying this range of economics and resources involving data centers? How much have you been studying this?
Yeah, so it's kind of an issue. So when I was director of the Center for Energy Studies, a student, another professor that was here at the time, we kind of started looking at this really, I guess, about a year and a half ago. And I primarily got interested so my PhD is in economics, financial economics, and we kind of got interested in this in terms of what's it going to do to power bills. Because the big thing that we're kind of looking at with it is when you have a lot of this increased infrastructure, let's say like windmills or new gas plants or stuff like that, that's got to get paid for somehow, and you're in a regulated market. So when you're in that regulated utility market, they have a monopoly, but then you also get essentially regulated rates of return, which are about 9.9% on any energy infrastructure. And so we got real interested in this primarily because we realized the incentive is to overbuild the energy infrastructure because you're always getting rates of return on there. And so, like the science part of it, I feel probably a little bit less confident in. The policy side of it, I feel relatively confident as far as like what we need to be asking the questions about.
So, what answer could you give me on how those in green country should feel overall, knowing that these are becoming a whole lot more common as the weeks and months and years go on here?
Um,
Would you say overall good, bad, nuanced?
I'd say nuanced. I think, like I said, the biggest thing is I'd say my favorite quote from economics is there are no solutions, there are only trade offs. And I think that probably is fair here. Again, they are very resource intensive. So they're going to use a lot of power and a lot of water. That being said, the local areas will probably get an additional source of tax revenue. So I think that's probably a plus. However, the actual long term effects on having those in your community, it's really not well understood. I mean, that's the reason, I think this is probably the 15th or 16th interview I've done over the past year about this issue, like whether it's Bloomberg or those others kind of coming in and you're like, man, I wish I could tell you guys like a straight answer. You just, you don't know. And it's because water systems and power systems are so unique and kind of to each specific area, you can't really make a broad statement, kind of overall because if you're in Texas, you got ERCOT, which is different than the Southwest Power Pool kind of here in Oklahoma. So, when you have some excess power, it's not probably quite as damaging, that's there. But I mean, the big things that you do know is they need additional energy infrastructure and who's paying for it. That's probably the biggest thing where if I were to say one thing that I would say for sure is ratepayers should not be paying for new energy infrastructure for really, really high intensive capital use, like energy usage. So, like even in Virginia right now, they're talking about it having a third tier of pricing. Right now there's a price of power for your home and then price of power for kind of commercial. And they're thinking about introducing a third one that's specifically for data centers. I think that's something to kind of worth considering, something along those lines. Because I mean, yeah, just the power usage is it's just really astounding.